is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider.
These are good problems to have, right?
Very.
So much success that you have more than one place to be.
5-3, touchdown, Oregon.
Off the dribble, launches, and hits the three. Oregon leads.
What a great opportunity it is to be able to play at University of Oregon.
I'm just incredibly proud to be a part of something like this.
She wants another three. Oh, three in a row.
Oregon is headed to the Super Regional.
Big Ten champions, your Oregon Ducks.
We are so privileged and so fortunate. We get to see all these young people. We get to see this incredible growth, which is what college is all about.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
It feels like a Friday, doesn't it? It feels like a Friday.
Sound like Santa Claus.
It does feel like a Friday. I'm Joey, Jerry, Jorgie. Everybody's here in the Country Financial Studio. So we decided to do our bowl picks today because I'm on the road with Oregon basketball tomorrow. So Ryan's got the show tomorrow, which kind of makes this feel like it actually is a Friday for me. I drove in today and I thought, oh, it's Friday. And then, phone says Thursday, and I went,
It feels like
This time of the year, the days don't all match up.
Sarge
Sarge
Are
is
you
here.
kidding me?
What is he bringing on a Thursday?
I actually don't know.
Oh,
I didn't know that he was doing
Not
this.
even a home game.
John Sargent.
And he comes through big time.
Not even a home game.
look
John
at
Sargent, head of concessions, brought nachos.
Oh, my goodness.
You are
What?
got to be kidding
It's a
me.
nacho hot dog.
Coming
Oh,
through
what?
big
Hey,
time.
is that custom? That's custom from John Sargent. How about that? I did not know Sarge was doing this today.
Holy cow. Look at
Wow,
that.
thanks, Sarge.
Thank
Now,
you.
that's a dog, guys.
That's a dog with half-pound hot
my
dog
gosh.
with the nacho toppings.
Okay, do you have like a
Sarge has got the mic.
You need to run a half hour of interviews so we can eat these.
Well,
things.
I've got a Coach Altman interview later on in the show, but we do have picks to make. Sarge, what are we eating? Hey, Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah.
Nice
Happy Rose
job.
Bowl.
Look at that.
Yeah, this is Merry
Sarge
Christmas.
is
right
So
there
here.
we got a
anything?
half-pound all-beef hot dog.
Wow.
We've got beef chili, queso, pico de gallo, jalapenos,
Now,
crunched
is
up
that-
tortilla chips,
Now, is
and
this,
sour cream.
Is this purchasable, or is this a OSN special from John Sargent?
As of right now, it's an OSN special.
Oh,
All right.
we are honored.
Thanks,
but
Sarge.
but this is what we do in the off season, figuring out what we're going to put on the menu for next year.
Wait, so you're telling me that we're a guinea pig for potentially new concession items?
Sure, I like that
Any
new
day,
idea.
every day, all day. I'm here.
Hey, yeah, if you need some taste testing. We've discussed making a cooking show out of Duck Insider before.
We did.
We
could.
We could.
We could.
Okay.
We could.
We could go on site down in the kitchen.
Actually, that's a good idea.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
would be
fun.
fun.
Behind the scenes, Scott.
Woo,
Behind the
yeah.
scenes with John Sargent.
Yeah.
Let's track Oregon concessions. Thanks, Sarge. Okay, rapid fire. Sarge, Indiana, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame,
SMU, Penn State.
Penn State,
Tennessee, Ohio State.
Tennessee,
Rutgers, Kansas State.
Kansas State,
USC, Texas A&M.
A&M,
Boston College, Nebraska.
Nebraska,
Iowa, Missouri.
Iowa,
Bama, Michigan.
Bama,
Louisville, UW.
Louisville.
South Carolina, Illinois.
Not picking Washington, sorry. I missed the last one. I was talking about
Louisville, Washington, yeah. South Carolina, Illinois.
South Carolina,
Minnesota, Virginia Tech.
Minnesota.
Good picks, Sarge. Good picks.
Awesome.
Good picks. Those are
Rapid fire.
Those are your postseason picks
quick
from.
answer.
Yeah.
You didn't
Yeah,
think
really
about
good.
it, yeah.
The head of hanger management, John Sargent, here at the
So
University
you think
of
it's going to be Tennessee, huh?
I do.
Tennessee?
I think it's going to be Tennessee, but I'd rather play Ohio State.
Yeah. I guess that's backing the big, right?
Yeah.
Is that how we're supposed to feel? I don't know. I don't know the answer to
I
that.
don't
We're
know.
all going to find out later on today. Sarge,
Thank
I
you.
did not know that you were planning this, so
Well,
this is
good.
a whole treat.
You might want to play Dana now so you can eat.
Well, so we are going to make
surprise.
picks, talk football. I have to actually ask, now that you're here, I am making a goose for the first time.
I've never done it.
Really? You've never? Well, I can't ask
Can't
advice
ask
then
me.
of the-
Yeah.
I know
can't
there's
ask advice of the head
they're
chef.
very fatty,
They're very fatty.
and you want to make sure that you have a big enough pot
Yep.
or pan that
Yep.
the fat doesn't go over the edge and make a fire in your oven?
Yes. Well, it's on the smoker.
That much
Okay.
potentially, depending on the size of the goose, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very,
So my
very fatty.
wife's family is in town, and that's why we're doing like the big dinner tonight before I travel with basketball this weekend.
Yeah.
And so I spent my morning prepping the goose, and because of the fat, Sarge, you prick the skin all over so the fat can render out the top, and then baste your goose.
I've seen that. I've just never done it.
Well,
That's
I'll
a
let
lot
you know.
of pressure on tonight's meal because you've never cooked a goose before.
Yeah.
You don't know how it's going to taste. You don't know how the guests are going to receive
And
it.
he's got the in-laws.
And
You're right about that.
There.
You're right about that. I got to tell you, though,
Strategically, that's just not a good idea to me.
But you're right. But I am no John Sargent. But one thing that I do pride myself on, I can cook.
Good.
So you may be cooking the goose, but after the dinner, your goose may be cooked.
Yeah,
That's right.
there we
That's
go.
right.
I
Thanks,
like
Jerry.
that.
I need a high
Jerry,
five.
there you go. Don't leave him hanging.
That was
That's
good.
right.
That was good.
I was listening to you and Jerry last week.
That was
and
good,
you were talking
Jerry.
about the national championship being in the Rose Bowl every year.
Yeah,
But there's no reason we still can't have the Rose Bowl on the first
you're right about
and the national championship. Isn't that what Mercedes-Benz Stadium's doing this year with the Peach
pretty
Bowl?
much.
that. Yeah, you're right about that.
Right. So
yeah, you're right.
I think you still have the Rose Bowl on the first at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
I
As
think-
a quarterfinal game.
I think there's just such a movement now toward the big games being in controlled environments, in domes.
Yeah.
I just, if there's one
gonna
outdoor
be
venue
tough.
you're going to do it, it's the Rose Bowl.
the Rose Bowl.
But, no, I'm with you. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Good.
Well, I'll let you know how the goose turns out. I thought maybe the expert would have advice for me, but,
Nothing.
yeah.
I gave you advice. Don't start a fire.
Yeah, well, that's good advice. Yeah. Firefighter's son here.
Good.
So,
Like deep frying a turkey. How many people make that mistake?
I've never deep fried a turkey.
Oh, wow.
Never done it.
Yeah,
I haven't done it
great.
either, but I've seen the videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder what a goose would taste like after you spray it with the fire extinguisher. Anybody ever done that?
We'll find out next time
We need to
meet.
find out.
Yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll have an update on the show.
This
with
is
Brian.
a Christmas vacation bit right here.
Yeah,
you know?
this is. There's no doubt. Sarge, anything fans should know before the holidays?
Merry Christmas and go Ducks!
All right,
right.
John Sargent, head of
it.
Concessions.
All we needed right
I
there.
did not know he was
Oh,
doing. Did
my
you guys
gosh.
eat lunch
Sarge,
today?
thank you.
No, I had
Oh,
a
we
snack.
might need forks and knives.
And napkins. Oh, man, it's going to be like,
Fork, knife. I don't know what's what. So Sarge, thanks though. Merry Christmas,
Sarge,
Happy
thank you.
holidays. I did not. I saw John. Yeah, John will be in Pasadena.
yeah, we will see you down there.
I think that's a fact-finding.
Go
Yeah,
Ducks!
it's a fact-finding trip for John Sargent. Like what concessions do they have at other
Yeah.
places? That's a business.
Wouldn't that be
trip.
something?
That's a business.
You would think
trip.
you would probably
Scott.
reach out ahead of time to the concessionaires at the Rose Bowl,
Sure.
and say, "Listen, I'm University of Oregon's representative. I'd like
Yeah.
to come down and get some free samples of all of
I
the
think we can
different
do it.
stands that
Free
you
samples.
have."
I think we can do it. So, well, I did want to ask you guys about some football.
Come on,
At
really?
some point.
Okay,
but
I'll wait.
First of all, thanks for being here, boys. Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Same to you.
Good to see you guys. We've got some bowl preview to do. Tennessee, Ohio State, certainly a big game. We'll do some picks. But, look, we heard from a very hoarse-voiced Coach Lanning yesterday, getting after it around the holiday times. I just think it's fun to be able to sit here and talk about a team that can, one, focus on a few things, looking inward themselves, the self-scout, as we talked a little bit about on the show yesterday, guys. But here we are, not having to play on the 21st. That's a huge benefit for the Ducks.
No, it's a huge benefit in more than just one way. I mean, you're going to basically get healthy. You're going to get your legs back. You're going to get the bruises healed up somewhat. Not all the way, but you're going to feel about the way you did after game 1 or 2 of the season. You're kind of back. In fact, maybe even feel better because you've taken better care of your body, you've built yourself, and you've also had time to clear your mind. School's done now. It's behind you. So the focus can be all on football, technique, practice, and getting yourself ready for that first game. This is a huge, Jorgie, to get a bye week, it couldn't be any better.
You said
By
it all.
3 weeks, isn't it?
Jerry, you just said it all right there. I mean, I truly believe that to have that amount of time off and to end up with a fresh body, because these guys are now fresh-bodied. And believe me, Coach Lanning and staff are still going to put these guys on each other physically, because if you're going to take 3 weeks away from the physicality of this game, you're doing yourself a disservice before either Tennessee or Ohio State come to town.
Right.
Two very physical teams. And so it's the right time. They earned it. I love the approach that this team has taken, aside from the fans that maybe think that the slotting of Oregon as number one and looking who the draw is that you get as the winner of the Ohio State-Tennessee game isn't fair. It's not the way this team or the coaching staff approaches it. It's not going to be easy. Take the tough road because you're going to earn it all the way through. They've earned themselves to this particular spot right now.
What's the number one thing that Coach Lanning has said in response to every question along that line of thinking? Just win, no one cares.
Yeah.
You know,
that's exactly right.
And I think that that's the approach that, look, we've talked on this show and on others before about how great Coach Lanning is at messaging, right, and motivating. That's consistent messaging there, right? What we're talking about.
Yeah, and the way he does it, guys, is that he does it with such straightforward honesty. He believes it. He's not. I know a lot of coaches, you say that's coach speak. Dan Lanning lives and breathes and feels what he's coaching his team and his staff. Mm-hmm. I mean, when he says it, it's not just put it up on the board, I'm trying to get these guys excited, I hope they buy in. It's who he is, and it's pretty cool.
Agreed. You guys want to make picks?
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, I'm all stressed out.
We're going to get timeout to review. I said this on the air, by the way, to a couple of you guys, but I just want to remind you that I've started doing some research of the best steakhouses in Atlanta. I think that's where I'd like to cash in my victory. Does that sound good?
He dropped that on me last week, and I started to complain, and then I realized where he's coming from and where we'd be and why. And I said, yeah. Okay.
There's some great steakhouses in the Atlanta area.
I'm in. I'm all in.
That sounds great. Yeah. Mike Jorgensen, Jerry Allen, I'm Joey Mack. We're going to get a timeout. We're going to try the John Sargent custom hot dog. Boy, this is a lot. I'm supposed to have early Christmas dinner.
He said half pound, right? It was a
half-pound hot dog.
Just the hot dog.
Yeah. Caden and Saul are here. They're going to each eat one. Did Scott try it yet? Scott hasn't tried it. Quick timeout. We're going to come back, make some bowl picks, talk Big Ten football on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Happy holidays.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
More Duck Insider from the Country Financial Studios after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up. It's shifting. I looked through his eyes. I can envision the whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
So, if anyone's ever had a Sonoran hot dog, I always get them when I'm in Tucson.
Oh.
They're a hot dog that's inspired by the Sonora area of Mexico. Similar, well, I shouldn't say similar, but close to Tucson, so there's a lot of cooking inspiration. Arizona always does a Sonoran hot dog at their baseball game. So it's like pinto beans, sour cream, and it's a bacon-wrapped hot dog, and then it's got some peppers. This is a lot like that.
It's like a nacho hot dog.
It's similar, yeah. It's
interesting.
They're really good.
Really good.
I really like them.
Yeah.
And that, Sarge, that's similar to what this is. Like, but the nacho hot dog, John Sargent, I give that an approval. $14 at Autzen Stadium, I'm happy.
That would
Right?
hold you all day.
That'd be a steal.
No, that would hold you all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, can we just take a moment, those of you who are watching the show, Jerry, you got to show the sweater again.
Oh.
Also, brave soul Jerry Allen in his patented Duck the Halls sweater today. You ate a nacho hot dog while wearing this special sweater.
Well, I lost my mind for a moment. It's a stressful time of the year.
Thanks, Scott.
Gotta get a little
Scott
water.
even filled up my
In
water
fact,
for me.
I have something for you guys. Scotty had a little something for us.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I have something that during this stressful time of the year, you need to release some of that emotion. You need to let it go and then get back to it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, this is the best way to do that.
And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkeys he is. Hallelujah! Where's the Tylenol?
Oh, so you have played that how long now?
Every year since the movie came out. I did morning radio for years, and then when I started doing this show, I played it on this show every year, too.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
And my son, Jeff, you know Jeff, he's done some stats for us. At one point, I don't think he still can, he could do that all the way through.
Really?
Well, I can do the whole thing, but I can't do the edited version that you play every year. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So the edited version, Jerry, like I've stolen the edited version from you and have used it. That's what you just heard, everybody, was the nice version. Yeah.
That's such a great movie.
It's the whole
great movie.
So our buddy Icky from 1037 here in Eugene asked me for the top 5, like what's my top 5 Christmas movies. That's always number 1 for me.
Yeah.
It's always number 1. I think it's so funny.
My number 1 has been and always will be It's a Wonderful Life. It's
Very
just,
good.
Yeah, what it means. It's my number 1. And then Christmas Vacation is right in there. Home
Different
Alone.
to me, it's like different categories.
Well,
Right,
it
yeah.
is,
They do stretch across, right? Die Hard. I mean,
Die Hard, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a wide.
It's the holiday movie genre really is wide-ranging.
Think about that.
Right, it's like Miracle on 34th Street, White Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life. Those are kind of in the same realm
I mean,
to me.
Die Hard was on the other night. You see Bruce Willis. He looks like John Travolta. He's so young, you know? In the younger days and all. Oh, my gosh. It was just hilarious.
Oh, my.
I mean, it was great. It's intense, but at the same time, it's just like, are you kidding me?
No. He's running around barefooted
so
on glass. I mean,
it's so good. All right, I got to move my hot dog.
All right.
Sorry, Jerry.
That's
gonna
okay. I'll eat
impede
it.
on your space.
I'll eat it.
Okay, so we're going to make some picks. Our final picks of the year brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, best in the Northwest. They've been bringing you our picks all year long. Thanks for their support. We didn't have any picks the last few weeks, and now we thought, hey, bowl season's coming. It's time to make a few picks. So we reset the clock. This is an entirely new season here in the postseason for Bowl Pick'em.
Boy. I thought we were just doing the championship bowls.
No.
I didn't realize we're doing
No,
all.
I'm doing the Big
yeah,
Ten.
Then you got to figure out who's transferring and who's not and who's decided to stay on to play, but they're going afterwards.
I never said that this would be easy.
No, okay.
We never said that this would be
interesting.
Easy. So we're going to make some picks. Everyone have some fun with us. Friday, tomorrow, the first college football playoff game features a Big Ten team. 5 o'clock on ABC and ESPN. Number 10, Indiana, 11-1. Number 7, Notre Dame, 11-1. College football playoff. Notre Dame, a touchdown favorite. And I think the way that we have to do this is we go with age before beauty in pick order. So, Jerry, you're up first.
Wow.
What did he just say?
Scott gives you a Christmas gift, and then he throws that out at you.
I'm just going to eat. Okay, you guys go ahead.
He's deferred.
Okay. And he has the right to do that. You know?
Almost dumped it.
Dumped
I'm
it
good.
on the helmet.
All right.
But really, I have no idea how you guys want to do this.
I'll go first.
I can pick. It would go me, Jorgie, Jerry, then the coin if we go on the regular season.
How about we just alternate?
We can do that.
This game, I'll go first, and the next game.
That's fine.
Okay.
Indiana, Notre Dame. Jerry, who you got?
Indiana, Notre Dame. All right, Notre Dame, Indiana. Indiana quarterback Curtis Rourke is the key. Okay, 27 touchdowns, only 4 picks. If Notre Dame can get to him, then they struggle. They haven't really played anybody. Notre Dame really hasn't played anybody. You look at the top 20 games they've played, neither team is really one of those top-level teams, so I don't know how they got into the top. But anyway, home crowd for Notre Dame I think will be the difference. I think Notre Dame wins at home.
Yeah. Boy, these games are going to be interesting, aren't they? These playoff games when you've got the teams playing, even though you're playing in one home stadium, they kind of have to treat it in a neutral fashion.
Sort of. So the way that
kind
I mean, like there's not going to be like the Oregon example is like coming home and shout probably wouldn't get played,
right.
But like you're still it's a home advantage. It's akin to when Oregon hosted the Pac-12 championship against UCLA.
Yeah, each team is going to have their own end of the field.
Right.
Yeah.
Routine and as though it was a home game, but there's going to be some other things. Yeah, I'll get back. I just think Notre Dame on both sides of the ball overall is better.
I agree.
How much better? I don't think a ton, but I think defensively and offensively they're just a little bit better in Indiana. They're at home. I think Notre Dame has just gotten better and better and better as the season has progressed. They're confident right now. They're coming out in new black uniforms with the gold dome. That's going to look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Irish.
I think Notre Dame wins the game. I think that it's a close game in the fourth quarter. I think Indiana's good enough offensively to stick with Notre Dame, but, really, you got to give credit to Notre Dame, right? I mean, the college football playoff is not set up for an independent team, right?
No, it's not.
You can't tell me that Notre Dame hasn't thought about that, right? Like joining a conference with the way that the conference buys work. But really, ever since that loss to Northern Illinois, that 16-14 day where it was like, boy, everything could go real south for the Irish here, they've just won. Responded and beat Purdue soundly the next week. They've continuously won pretty handily. This is fascinating to me because of what you said about the competition level. Like, you don't really have a great, at least I don't, read of an elite team against Indiana and an elite team against Notre Dame. They're probably the two best teams by far that each other have seen. I think Notre Dame wins. I think it's closer than Notre Dame would like it to be. I got Notre Dame. I think, though, it's closer to a field goal than a touchdown.
See, I think Notre Dame, the highest-ranked team they beat, I think it's the 19th-ranked team.
They beat Texas A&M when they were ranked high. Let's see. They beat Texas A&M 23-13 at Texas A&M when they were number 20. Otherwise, they beat Louisville.
Opening game of the season.
Yeah. 19. I mean, they haven't – neither one of these teams have really had competition throughout the season.
They beat Army.
And Navy.
So did Navy.
And Navy.
So did Navy. Yeah, they beat Navy, too.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Navy got the win for you.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that.
Got the win.
Yeah.
Do you want to flip the coin?
Yeah, we'll give the coin a chance. The coin
got hot dog.
The coin could beat us.
The coin very well could beat us.
Heads.
Home team.
I love some of the nuances of these games too.
I do too.
I mean, you think about Indiana and Notre Dame; they don't recruit the same type of guy.
No.
I mean, Indiana brought all those guys across from James Madison. Signetti did, from a transfer standpoint. But they're so different in relation to the guys that they're even able to recruit. Maybe that changes for Indiana after this year. We'll see.
It should.
But completely different.
Well, and as a media dork, which I am, right? This is the first game in like forever that hasn't been televised on NBC that takes place at Notre Dame, right? With the way that the TV contracts work for the college football playoffs. So that's to me like that's one of those just it's a new era, right? Things are a little different.
Look at the teams. Notre Dame has the athletes across the board compared to Indiana,
right?
I mean, and so that should be a difference maker.
You would think, right?
But Indiana's able to run around, and they got a good quarterback. They can score points. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. The next game in the Big Ten bowl schedule is another playoff game. 9 a.m. on TNT and Max. 11th-ranked SMU against number 6 Penn State, coming off that loss to the Ducks. I guess you would pick this one first this time.
Well, again, I'm going to go with the home team here. I think Penn State's really solid in everything that they do. Offensively, they showed obviously Oregon some things. We found out real quick how physical they can be at the line of scrimmage. Man, they got a good tight end.
They do have a good tight end. He's so
he is something else, Tyler Warren, and they've got a good defense too. I think Oregon, obviously, with as good an offense as they had, took advantage of and kept the Penn State defense off balance. I just don't know if SMU has enough firepower. If the weather is bad, advantage Penn State. We'll see. Again, SMU surprised some people from an athletic standpoint. A very athletic quarterback, makes plays, an underrated defense. So we'll see how that line of scrimmage goes. But if Penn State's able to run the ball against SMU, any semblance of what they did against Oregon, SMU's in big-time trouble, and they're not going to be able to dig a 17-0 or a 24-0 deficit and come back in this game. Anyhow, I think Penn State's a better team. Penn State's on a mission. I think they're going to win.
Jennings has thrown for over 3,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for SMU. I think that Penn State's good. I mean, I was impressed with what we saw offensively from Penn State. I thought Penn State had a good a good offensive game plan against Oregon's defense. I think that Penn State wins. I think Indiana-Notre Dame is closer than people think. I think this one's a bigger deficit for SMU than people think. I like Penn State, and I like Penn State a lot.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go along with that too. But Pribula transferred.
What about the coin?
Yeah, Pribula, he transferred. So that changes the offense for Penn State and what they do. They really like to mess you up and get your defense wondering who's going to do what. So they don't really have a good backup quarterback right now. So it'll be interesting to see how their offense works. But I just think Penn State is too much. They really impressed me in that Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, Jerry, I'm glad you brought that up because there's certain formations that they could put him in.
Yeah,
it changes things.
It changes things, how you defend it, where your eye and your eyes and vision are going to be as linebackers. All the different things are completely different, between the two quarterbacks and what they show.
But Aller's way better now than he was a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree. I think that there's an extra wrinkle, but.
Yeah, I still think.
I don't think it's close.
I don't think it is either.
Oh, got it up on the lights and couldn't see it.
So on the floor, down for the count, heads, Penn State. All right, we're going to get a timeout. I'd like to just motion that we pick Tennessee, Ohio State last for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Go along with that.
We're going to continue our picks. It's a Friday, sort of. It's a Friday for us, three of us. Ryan's got to work tomorrow. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack, Jerry Allen, Mike Jorgensen, Country Financial Studio. Scott Phillips is here.
Jalapeno.
So Galvan, Caden Kesserling helping us out today. Yeah, it's a Friday. Are you guys working tomorrow? Are you working tomorrow? You have a real job, Georgie.
Yes. Part of the day, not all day.
Oh, okay. Are you working tomorrow?
No practice tomorrow, so I won't be down there.
I know. I was selfishly, because I'll be on an airplane tomorrow. I was like, oh, good. Football's not practicing, so I'm just gonna hang out down there, and it's gonna be a little funky. So many familiar faces for Oregon basketball taking on Stanford in a neutral site game. A lot of familiar faces for Stanford. Brandon Angel, Stanford transfer, but his head coach wasn't there and isn't there anymore. There's a lot of old Pac-12 overlap in this game that makes it kind of interesting. Hopefully we will have some time coming up to hear from Dana Altman, who met with the media this morning. Picks, brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort. We will pick Tennessee, Ohio State last. It just seems right. Thursday, December 26th, at Chase Field in Phoenix. Rutgers, 7-5 against Kansas State. 8-4. It's at 2:30 on ESPN. I guess I got to pick this one first. I'm going Kansas State. Rutgers has been really up and down this year. I feel like they just don't quite have enough oomph to get over the hump against Kansas State. And Kansas State's been able to score. That's been their bread and butter so far this season. I think Kansas State just outscores Rutgers, and unfortunately, I'm not backing the big on this one.
I'm a Kansas State fan. I like the way they play football. It's exciting. And these games, I don't know anything about them. I haven't looked them up. This is a flip of the coin in my head, and the coin is still spinning. I don't know it. So I'm going to go
Kansas State.
Yeah, Kansas State.
Yep, Wildcats. I'll take the Wildcats.
Okay. Coin?
The coin. Oh, man. Got to get it out of the lights.
You're right.
Heads again.
You're right. It's just a gut feel.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I can tell you that the odds makers think Kansas State's going to win by a touchdown.
Okay.
So, good gut.
Good gut.
That hot dog.
That hot dog, yeah. And the jalapeno.
That made a good pick. Friday, December 27th, 7:30 on ESPN. USC, 6-6 against Texas A&M, who is 8-4 on the season. Jerry?
To me, it's an easy pick. I mean, I'd like to see USC stand up and show that they're still that football program that we used to know. But I just think Texas A&M is going to take it to them. I'm going to pick Texas A&M.
Which bowl is that again, Joey?
Fruit Loops Bowl?
The SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl.
Las Vegas Bowl. Okay.
Yeah.
Vegas Bowl.
So their second appearance in that stadium this year, right? I mean, opened the season against LSU and now finish up against – I'll tell you what, A&M has been really good. A&M's not lost a whole lot of people. I think, they've been right on the edge of being right on the edge of the playoffs, and yet here they are 8-4.
On a 2-game skid, by the way.
Yeah. So
the Auburn game was a bad one for them.
It was.
Where did that come from? You just
lost
have no
by 2.
idea. Yeah. In an Auburn with an Auburn team that had been really close all year long. So Texas A&M ended up being the vector. I'm talking about nothing right now, obviously. So I'm just going to go with Texas A&M.
I think Texas A&M.
I wanted to come up with something, and I was like, I can't even find anything.
No.
I think Texas A&M wins too. I think that they're, it's odd, maybe not odd to say because they have recruited well. Some people that are here on Oregon staff have helped with that over the last few years, right? I think Texas A&M has a better roster.
Yeah, I do too.
If that happens and the Trojans finish 6-7, anything happen?
I don't know.
Seat's getting hot.
Whew. Sure is.
Yeah.
Coin?
I thought I did the coin.
I heard you say heads.
Yeah, I thought I said.
Did
I say heads? Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah,
all right. Well, heads is Texas A&M.
Okay.
Okay. Next, we got Boston College and Nebraska. I feel like this is a game that Nebraska just has to win. It's the Pinstripe Bowl, 9 a.m. on ABC on Saturday, December 28th. Because I think Nebraska just has to get the win, even though it's going to be, I would assume, a bit of a hometown crowd for Boston College. I'm taking Nebraska. They're going to get it done. I don't know if they will or not, honestly.
But you believe what you just said.
Sure.
That wasn't very convincing. Sure. All right, I'll follow you.
How many times have we said, this feels like a game Nebraska has to win? It's been
many
back
times.
and forth,
Yeah.
3 times? Yeah, it's been back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, Nebraska. Back
Nebraska.
in the big.
Yep. Back in the big.
Nebraska, the more physical team. Nebraska.
All right. Coin?
Coin. Out of the lights. See if I can hold on to this one. Whoop. Tails.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you get that slippery sweatshirt on.
Yeah, it is. And then it hit me in.
If it's
Monday, December 30th, 11:30 on ESPN. Iowa's 8-4 against number 19 Missouri in the Music City Bowl. I think this is going to be a good game.
I think so. Very subtle.
Holy cow.
Very subtle.
Look, it's the last pick show of the year.
It was
what
a-
did everyone expect?
It was a pepper, too.
It was a pepper.
Yeah, it was a pepper.
It was the pepper.
Okay. What was the game?
Iowa, Missouri.
Iowa, Missouri.
Music City Bowl.
Wow. I want Iowa to win this.
Me too.
I just think they're a good football team. They played really good at times this year, and then sometimes some games have been like, where's the Iowa team that I thought, I'm going to go with Iowa. I just feel like Iowa's the better football team.
Isn't that funny? I mean, and sometimes I felt like that about Missouri. I mean, it's just one of those ones where it's like, okay, where did they were all ballyhooed to begin the season and just kind of floated away and hung on towards the end.
So here's the thing with Missouri. And this is where I think it's actually super interesting what you just said, like better team, you felt this way about Iowa. Every loss Missouri took was to a ranked team. Right? Like they're 9-3, their losses are to Texas A&M where they got smoked. They got smoked by Alabama. Both of those on the road, by the way. Then they lost a close one to South Carolina on the road. They did beat the aforementioned Boston College by 6 when Boston College was ranked number 24. But Missouri seemingly has sort of been in that Illinois territory to make a Big Ten comp where when they've played the elite, they've gotten smoked. So is Iowa – I don't know. Is Iowa good enough to be in that category?
I think their defense is.
Yeah.
I think their defense makes a difference.
Defense is pretty good. I'm taking the Tigers.
Okay, going with Missouri.
I'm going to give them a shot.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Coin?
Well, oh, good. Coin can flip before me. That's good.
Yeah. Well, we're all mixing this all up.
Yeah.
Heads?
Heads. You know, I'm gonna go with Iowa also. Heads, by the way, would be Missouri, the second team listed. I'm gonna go with Iowa. I think that it's going to be a really close game. I think this is one of those fun, intriguing bowl games. Some different styles of play, different conferences. I'll go Iowa. We'll see what happens. Okay. I really have no reason why. Let's see. Then, 9 a.m. on ESPN, number 11 Alabama on Tuesday, December 31st, by the way, against Michigan. Ooh, 7-5 Michigan. I think I'm picking first. I got Bama.
Bama.
Yeah, Bama.
Coin says, then you want to flip.
Good
Bama.
for Michigan getting themselves to a bowl like that and playing a team like Alabama, but if you can only run the ball, that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, So the coin's just going to take Bama.
The coin's
also.
just taking Bama.
Yeah,
Holy
okay.
cow, yeah.
All right. Louisville and Washington. Ugh.
No shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that changes things a lot.
Anybody want to
where
pick
they playing?
first? El Paso. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
Well, I don't think anybody here's taking Washington.
Nope.
I didn't know if you were looking at me or not.
Yeah.
I'm
looking at you.
I was just going to keep my head
looking
looking
at
forward. Because, okay, I'll go with you guys.
Okay.
Even though I think Washington's going to win.
That's
I'll
a
just take it.
half flip. It's tails.
Everyone takes Louisville. That's great. Oh, that was good. Noon on ABC on the 31st. That game was at 11 on CBS on the 31st. South Carolina and Illinois. Again, the two teams Illinois, I guess, the team that I was just talking about that's kind of been in that territory. Well, LSU, Ole Miss, Alabama, all ranked teams. Those are the losses for South Carolina, even though they got that Clemson win, which is just so fascinating and interesting, right?
Unimpressive.
Oh, so strange. You know what? What do you guys think the odds makers think of this? I was surprised.
I think South Carolina's favored.
I do. I would say South Carolina favored.
By?
3.
7.
10.
Whoa.
Really, that much?
Ooh, that's a big number.
Odds makers think it's South Carolina big. Huh. I was surprised by that. I was. I
think
thought
they're pretty good.
I think they're pretty good, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick South Carolina. I guess I'm kind of rooting for Illinois to keep it closer than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Illinois was kind of a Cinderella team through a lot of the season, right?
They're a bit of an enigma.
You know, so
they're not pretty.
But they've been able to get it. I just think South Carolina's a better team.
I do too. I do too. I think South Carolina again was just on the fringe of the playoff.
What if Minnesota?
Conversation.
What if Illinois had beaten Minnesota and they were a 10-win team? The only losses then would be to Oregon and Penn State.
Yeah.
Right. They're good enough in every game. Right. They're always there.
Yeah.
But that Minnesota loss, I think it keeps you from going. Yeah, that's a bona fide top 25 team. Right.
I still think they almost are, though. It's a tough pick.
I think South Carolina, but I'm surprised that odds makers are like they're going to stroke
a big
them.
number.
I think Brett Bielema is a good coach.
He is, definitely. Proven. Heads.
Illinois. All right. We got one more game. Minnesota, Virginia Tech, 4:30 on ESPN on January 3rd.
And that is the what game?
Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Duke's Mayo Bowl. What's that being played?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte.
Bank of America Stadium.
Okay. Oh.
What do you think?
I'm going Minnesota.
Yeah, I am too. I think Minnesota's been pretty good this year.
Yeah, they have been.
They're 7-5.
Quietly good. And near misses with some really good teams.
5 losses.
Well, again, I mean, you talk about just before with Illinois, like they've been in a lot of these games. Lost to North Carolina by 2 to open the season, one that we all missed, by the way. We all thought they were going to win that game. They got beat pretty good by Iowa. Close loss at Michigan. The Rutgers loss, I think, is the one you go, okay. And then they lost
Penn State
to one.
They had Penn State on the ropes.
They had Penn State on the ropes. Lost by 1. So I don't think
I'm taking them. I think they play good defense.
I'll row the boat against Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
Unanimous.
Coin's
going to go.
Coin's going Virginia Tech.
Yeah, where did Virginia Tech go after the Miami game?
Where did Virginia Tech go after the Miami game? Well, I can tell you. They went to Stanford and won 31-7. They beat Boston College 42-21, Georgia Tech 21-6, and then lost 3 straight to Syracuse, Clemson, and Duke before beating Virginia to end the season and get bowl eligible. By the way,
with that one.
Yeah, they got bowl eligible with the in-state win.
So,
all right,
where's the Pop-Tarts Bowl? What was that? Has that already been played?
I don't know who's in that. I'm
That's one of my favorite bowls.
But it is a great trophy.
Oh,
they added a toaster to the trophy.
Yeah.
This
they
year.
did really.
It takes 2 Pop-Tarts.
Great.
At the same time.
So great.
Yeah.
Outstanding. All right, last game to pick. Tennessee, Ohio State, Saturday, December 21st, 5 o'clock on ABC and ESPN. Number 9, Tennessee is 10-2, visiting Ohio State in Columbus, the 10-2 Buckeyes. Winner gets to play the Ducks on New Year's Day.
Well, I just took some notes just to go back and look at both of them. Ohio State, I'll just say the key for Ohio State is you're playing at home. You haven't scored a touchdown in the first quarter in your last 3 games. Do not give your fans a reason to start getting on your rear end, okay? You need to start fast. Don't let the crowd get down on you. Contain Dylan Sampson. I mean, he's a great running back, so don't let that guy get away from you. And then for Tennessee, can I use your run the ball? Tennessee has to run the ball. If they can't run the ball, they can't win the game. So it comes down to the trenches in a lot of ways.
22-0 in their last 22 games if they run for 200.
Wow.
That's Tennessee?
And they average over 200 on the season rushing, Yeah. So Dylan Sampson, the way that Tennessee runs the ball is going to be a key. I mean, that makes the passing game, and they love to spread you out all over the place from a receiver standpoint. Dante Thornton that used to play here at Oregon, one of their key wide receivers that they have. Nico, I don't know. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Yeah, I'm not going to do it yet. What is it again?
Iamaleava.
Okay, we'll get. What was that again?
You're going to get there. I promise you'll get there.
Yeah, it just sounded like you said it different the second.
Iamaleava.
Okay.
Yeah. What he said.
I'll work on it one day.
Nico.
That's what I think he's pretty good. Yeah. For me, Tennessee's defense is really, really good. I don't think Ohio State's going to score in the first quarter. And if they don't, Jerry, the pressure rises. They may not shake that hangover from the previous game. Frankly, I honestly think Tennessee's a better team and more dangerous team. Ohio State may get through it, but I think Tennessee is going to be Rocky topping and bringing the whiskey and the checkerboard end zone and everything else you can think of to try to get to the Rose Bowl, because I think they're jacked to be able to get through this game to see if they can get to that next one. So I'm taking Tennessee. I think they're going to win.
Who did you pick?
Well, I
don't think you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I jumped ahead.
That's okay. I wanted to. I pointed to you. I said, I think I don't really – it's funny to say this. I don't really care who wins. I think Tennessee or Ohio State going to present issues to whoever Oregon. So bring them on. Bring them on. I think Tennessee has a slight edge in that they are probably a little more in control. Their mindset, everything about them. Ohio State's on the edge. They're on the edge. They're at home. But that crowd could turn on you. So I'm gonna go with Ohio State because they're at home, okay? But if they don't score in the first quarter, I'd like to change my pick.
I'm surprised. I'm with you. I'm surprised that odds makers think Ohio State's a touchdown favorite. I guess that's the home field. I think that Ohio State's offensive line with the 2 key injuries is a different O-line than Oregon
and
faced.
Great edge rushers for
so
Tennessee.
That's the thing. James Pierce, he is the real deal for Tennessee. That is Abdul Carter, Jordan Birch, Mateo Iungalale. He is that level.
Wow.
Right?
Yep.
He's one of the best. He co-lead for sacks in the SEC this year. I think James Pierce is a difference maker. I think he's going to give Ohio State significant problems. I think Howard's going to be under pressure a lot. I think if Ohio State can't run the ball, they're going to be in real trouble.
Right. Totally agree.
I think Tennessee's defense is good. I'm surprised odds makers think Ohio State wins handily. I'm with you, Jerry. I don't really care who wins. It's kind of fun no matter what. Yeah. Tennessee would be a really fun opponent in the Rose Bowl. Yeah. Ohio State would be a narrative creator's dream, right? To have this rematch in the Rose Bowl of the new Big Ten and the old Big Ten meeting in the Rose Bowl. There's so much here. James Pierce is the difference. Tennessee wins on the road.
Ooh, okay.
And I probably am completely wrong, and it's been nice playing with you.
No,
all.
I would have picked Tennessee,
This is
too.
so boring.
It's
Everyone
really
is
fun.
taking Notre Dame, Penn State, Kansas State, Texas A&M, Nebraska, Bama, Louisville, South Carolina, Minnesota. The difference-making game, Missouri, Iowa, and Ohio State, Tennessee. That's the only difference we have in picks. Also, we got a question that was directed at Jorgie from James. Where are you from? You just dropped Missouri. Only locals say that.
I noticed that, too.
Good work, Jorgie.
I noticed that.
I didn't know if you did. You notice that?
I did.
You guys never said a word when I said it.
Well, you said it the right way. You said it correctly, so
Only
Thanks,
locals
James.
say that. James caught you.
Thanks, James.
Well done.
Ontario, Oregon. Okay.
Coin?
The coin.
You know what? The coin's going to be right.
Oh, who's the home team?
Ohio State.
Well, I guess they're playing at home.
Right.
Heads.
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
All right. Well, Ohio State's going to win.
Woo!
Coin got it right. Guys, great catching up
Fun
with
stuff.
you.
Fun stuff.
Really
Yeah.
fun. Picks,
Here we go.
Brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort. Hey, have a Merry Christmas. You guys are great.
See you soon.
See you
Merry
in
Christmas.
Pasadena.
Back at
Merry
you. Let's
Christmas,
do it.
everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.
When we come back, we'll dive into a little bit of basketball here from Coach Altman on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Jan from Toyota here, live with some big news. Toyotathon is on. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 6th. Participating dealers only. Toyota. Let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Jan from Toyota here, live with some big news. Toyotathon is on. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 6th. Participating dealers only. Toyota. Let's go places.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm coming home to the place that I remember, back to the land of my first love. Would you spread while you're off for this wayward son?
Having some fun, making some picks, and also getting ready for basketball. The final game tonight for Oregon women's basketball before the holiday break, 6 o'clock is when things will get rolling. Chris Clayton, Bev Smith will have the call here on the Oregon Sports Network. I understand that if you're making an appearance, bring that holiday sweater. Saul Galvan's going to have the call on the Big Ten Plus stream. He's running audio for us today. And he's got the Santa hat ready, folks. He's ready to go. You're going to see some creativity on the Big Ten Plus stream tonight. It's game day for Oregon women's basketball. Also of note, men's basketball on the road. Look at that hat. That's so good. Oh, that's great. The men's basketball team is on the road coming up on Saturday. A 5 o'clock tip in San Jose. The Ducks in a neutral site game against Stanford. A 9-2 Stanford team, but they haven't really been tested yet. Couple losses so far on the season. A chance for the Ducks to get better, something Dana Altman hopes to see. We won't get to all of Dana Altman on the show today. Ryan might have the rest of it for you tomorrow. Let's hear a bit from Coach Altman.
What was the update on KJ?
I think he's pretty good. He was moving around a little bit yesterday. So I hope everything's okay today. He didn't practice. We practiced, days mixed up here. Monday was our day off, Tuesday. And then he didn't practice Tuesday, but moved around a little bit yesterday. So we'll see where he's at today.
What's the scouting report on Stanford? Is it Kyle Smith of Washington State, or they do things differently from?
They do a lot of the same things. They're really scoring well. Offensively, they've really done a nice job of moving the ball and getting the ball to the right people. Their offensive efficiency is very good. They're shooting the three really good. So, no, we'll have our hands full. Defensively, we're going to have to really play well to get them slowed down. They got three guys that really scoring well, and like I said, their percentage from three, and they're taking 26 threes, so they're spreading it out pretty good.
3-4 minutes into the game the other night, you guys really jumped on a run. And talking to the guys afterward, they were talking about how defense fueled that. Do you think this group, generally speaking, is your annual message about guarding and rebounding is getting through with this group?
Oh, I'm not making any bold predictions there. I hope that they understand that. It's a long season. You played 31 games, and you're not going to shoot it well every night. It's just statistically that's proven out year after year after year. And Key had been shooting it really good, and the other night he got good looks and they didn't go in. So that's just the way the game goes. And other nights, the basket looks that big. But defensively and on the boards, your effort can be consistent there. And we did a good job defensively. They got some good looks that they didn't finish, but I always just kind of gauge everything by did they get good looks. And for the most part, the first half they didn't. Now the second half they did. And so I was disappointed second half of some of our defensive possessions.
And nationally speaking, I think there's 38 players who are shooting over 35% from three. There's obviously 5,000 players. So is this a market correction where the sport is getting good at three-point defense, or is today's player just obsessed with doing something that none of them are actually good at?
Oh, I would say the second probably fits it closer. Guys, they all want to shoot the three.
Coach Altman met with the media today, and we'll have to cut it a little bit short. Ryan probably will just have the rest of it for you on the show tomorrow. He's got a few other interviews scheduled as well, and it's on the Go Ducks YouTube, thanks to Alex Simpson and the Quack Video crew. Time out, come back. We'll wrap up what feels like a Friday on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Ma, is this how you feed a hamster?
I think so.
Is my homework right?
I think so.
Is, this milk still good?
I think so.
When it comes to parenting, sometimes it's okay to think you know. But when it's something as important as your child's car seat, don't just think. Know. Double check if your child is in the right seat for their age and size. It'll help protect them in a car crash. Don't just think. Know by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and throw my hands up and throw my head back and come on now, so good to see you real.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. So Ryan's got the show tomorrow. I'll be on the road with Oregon basketball, getting ready for a matchup with Stanford. 5 o'clock tip on Saturday. I'll be doing my best to keep track of all the college football playoff games that are starting up this weekend. A new era in that 12-team playoff, and I got to tell you, I'm really looking forward to it, but I echo what Coach Lanning was talking about yesterday, that, look, it is such a huge benefit to not be playing this week. Like, I love what Jorgie said. Like, yeah, easier path, you get a home game. Not having to play any snaps this weekend is such a big deal. Such a big deal for the Ducks. Tonight, UC Irvine's in town for Oregon women's basketball, a 6 o'clock tip, 5:30 pregame across the Oregon Sports Network. Chris Clayton's got you covered. Ryan's got you on the show tomorrow. We've got a lot of things to cover. And then it's going to be the holiday break before we know it. Last time on Duck Insider that I get a chance to say, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everybody.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created.